A very blessed day to you all wonderful people out there. Welcome to Full-Time Media. This is our women empowerment program, My Women, and I'm your lady, Grace. You can follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please don't forget to like and share our page and videos. Today on My Women, we are discussing the plague of early marriage with very special guest, as you already know her, Mrs. Inse Samuel Kasali. So stay glued to your seat. We'll be back shortly after the theme song. A very blessed day to you all wonderful people out there. Welcome to Full-Time Media.
Yeah, you can listen to the echoing the playback.
Yeah, so our wonderful song.
Very lovely. From the first day I came.
Yes,
I love this song.
And people enjoy it as well, my sister.
Yeah, it tells us who we are as women.
That's Sister Insa. She's our strong, powerful, and beautiful woman.
And you too.
Hey, we are. Thank you. Our sister from Ghana. You've made us such a wonderful song. Yes, so. See me. See me. Invite your friends and loved ones to watch this special program.
You do not want to miss.
Yes, so. Mrs. Insa has a lot today to share with you people. So don't miss it. Please. A woman of substance.
Yeah, that's who we are. Women, let me see your muscles.
Yes, so. Woo! We are having such a great time here. A woman, alela, 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 ya, CD. Invite people, invite people.
We dance.
I always enjoy having you here, my darling sister.
Me too.
Yes, sir. Hey. Achigale, achigale. Hey, yes.
Don't let anything dull your day. Just be,
It's all about joy. The joy in the Lord.
No dull moments.
No dull moments at all. The world was tough and sad. Women, we are so special.
So wonderful.
So wonderful.
So wonderful. And we are women.
Thank you so much, sister. I'm really having fun already. So welcome back to My Women. And today, our very special guest, Mrs. Inse Samuel Kasali. I'll give her the chance again to introduce herself. Maybe she's a very popular person. Everybody knows her because she hosts Journey to Marriage that discusses and helps married women and even singles as well. So don't forget to follow her as well on Journey to Marriage. She's on Facebook and YouTube. So it's like, please, for the benefit of those who don't know you, that means they are not social media people. Please introduce yourself again.
All right. Good morning, good day, good evening from wherever you're watching us from, and welcome to Full-Time Boss. All right. So good to have you all, tune in and just watch as we just share together. My name is Inse Samuel Kasali. I am a mom, I'm a wife,
An amazing mom.
I'm a daughter, I'm a woman.
Yes.
The most important.
And a beautiful one as well.
I'm a woman. I'm a child of God. And I am from Nigeria, the best of them all.
The populous nation in Africa.
The giant of Africa.
Yes.
So welcome again. I hope that you stay tuned and stay connected. If you've not liked or subscribed to this channel, please do so immediately. Thank you all so much.
Yes.
I hope you stay tuned and just enjoy, ask your questions, and just contribute as we just discuss together. God bless you.
Thank
you again for joining.
Thank you so much, Sister Inse, for honor and invitation. I know she's such a busy person.
I'm always happy
so
to
making
be here.
a time to join us today to discuss this program is very
always happy
very,
to be
very important, and I'm so grateful. So let's go to business now.
Exactly. Sharp.
Each year about 12 million girls are married before they are 18 years old, which is quite unfortunate. And that is 23 girls every minute are married off too soon at the expense of their personal development and well-being. And child marriage is a human right violation, which we must end in order to achieve a better future for all, especially girls. So, Sister Inse, please, what is child marriage all about? Because some people will not know the marriageable age. What is the appropriate age for marriage? So, early marriage. When we say child marriage or early marriage, what is it all about, and how does it affect the life of an innocent girl child?
Thank you very much for this question, and it is really a thing that is of global concern. Now, child marriage is when an underage girl or boy, in most cases,
boys as well,
are given out in marriage to either elderly partners or younger partners. The danger of this is that these kids underage, probably under the age of 18, because from 18 it's generally accepted that you are an adult. So these children, they don't consent to this marriage. They know nothing about marriage. They are not ready for marriage. Their body is not ready for marriage. So child marriage is simply giving out an underage individual, be it a boy or a girl. But in most cases, 90% or 90 to 99% of the time, it is a girl child that is being given out in this marriage. Or at other times, it is both a girl child and a boy child that are engaged or betrothed from childhood with this idea that when they grow up they eventually get married. So the parents have already sealed the deal while they are still kids. This happened in my country, especially from the northern part of my country. So before I go to talk about the effect of this kind of marriage on this little children or underage children, I want to, before we talk about all this, let's just take a step back and really define marriage. Right? So what is marriage? To start with, marriage is the joining or coming together of a man and a woman, not a boy or a girl. Not a girl to a man or a boy to a woman. It is the joining of two consenting adults. That's what we call marriage. That's why the Bible in Genesis 2:24 says, for this reason, a man will leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife, a woman, right? Not a girl. And the two of them shall be one flesh. So it is adults that agree, giving their consent, that we can say they are actually married. But in the case of these little ones, they don't even know about it. They didn't even give their consent. They didn't even agree to it. You understand? So that's why I said let's start by talking about marriage. Ideally, marriage is established when two adults agree. A man and a woman.
That means there should be an agreement.
There should be an agreement. Okay? So now in most cultures, it's a little bit different because parents and all that. But ideally, if you want to stick by the one who created marriage, by God, by his order, it is a man and a woman. Parents should be only on the suggesting side. Or I suggest, or I think this person will be okay. And this should be, first and foremost, should be adults. Now, I want to say that most believers, Christians, they use Isaac and Rebecca. So I came, with that because we need to establish all these truths so we know what is truth and what we are buying into. And we can see that in the book of Genesis 24. People usually say, after all, Abraham was the one that picked the woman for Isaac to marry. But when we look deeply into the word of God, we'll see that that is not the complete truth. Abraham was simply following the instruction of God that they should not marry among strangers and strange women. So he sent out his servants and said, go back to my country and look for a wife from among my people. And when you read verse 7 and verse 8, he prayed for him and said, God, may the spirit or the angels of God guide you to where you would find this woman. So it was not just him choosing now. He had already committed it to God to take absolute preeminence. And when the servant got there, he did not just choose based on looks or anything. He also prayed. And we can find that in Genesis 24 verse 11. He said, God, the woman that will come and give me water to drink and give my camel water to drink, that would be the woman. So he was asking for divine help and divine assistance as he go about, whatever Abraham has sent to him. And when Rebecca came, she fulfilled the exact same requirements and prayer that he had offered to God. Hallelujah. And just to add to that, when he now started talking to her, now found out that she's also from Abraham. So you see how everything lined in, and everything just lined in. And when he got to her parents, because I'm getting somewhere, pardon the long story.
We are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's no longer story at all.
So when he got to the family and said, oh, you're related to my servant Abraham, God has blessed him and he's seeking a wife and all that. If you read Genesis 24 verse 57 and 58, the parents of Rebecca didn't just say, okay, since Abraham sent you, that's fine, you can take Rebecca off for marriage. They called her and asked for her consent. Do you want to?
Whoa, I'm hearing this for the first time.
Do you? Yeah, you can read that up in Genesis 24, 57 to, they took her consent. Do you want to go? And she said, yes, I want to go. Consent. Good. Remember we said two consenting adults. So she gave her consent, and when the servant took her back to Isaac just didn't say, because they brought her, she's already my wife. When she saw him from afar and I lighted and went to meet him, Bible records that he loved her and that he himself accepted her. It's recorded in the Bible. So it was not because my father said or because they brought her. He accepted consent. There was a consent from the young lady. There was a consent from himself before he even took her into his mother's chamber and he accepted her. He said, okay, and please, I'm okay. This is her. Right? So two consenting adults, not children. Now, to answer the question about the effect of early marriage, I want to say that any marriage between two people, especially when especially the girl is younger than 18, or from 3, whatever, because some people marry from when they are
even 7,
1 month and all of that, is not marriage. I consider it child abuse. I consider it child abuse because this person did not give their consent to such marriage. This person is not ready for such marriage. This person have not grown to the time that they really know what they want to do with their lives first. So betrothing, engaging, or giving out a child, boy or girl, under the age of 18 is child abuse, and it is considered as a violation of human rights. So you are violating the rights of that child.
Yes.
Early marriage can hinder the girl, even the boy child, you understand? Because he's less than 18, and then he has to be braced with this responsibility of taking care of a family, a home, a marriage, and even kids can be involved. And you see the danger of kids having to take care of kids or raise kids. It's just creating chaos and more problems in our society. It can also hinder the girl child from education, because when you have a child, you and I are mothers. You know, when that child comes in, your whole life and your whole world, if you're not careful, it's over. It changes, and if you cannot manage it, it is over for you. So our ability to make decisions, our willpower, our human rights, she's stripped of it, so it affects her health-wise as well. Because believe me, a girl of we read it all the time. We see girls, child of 10, 11, 12 getting pregnant, and then some of them die. Right, they die during childbirth because their body system is not ready for the stress and all that pregnancy and marriage life accompanies. And most importantly, what we do is that we kill the self-esteem of these young girls. We kill it. We don't allow them to be, because they feel helpless. Of course. They feel powerless. And that's why when we talked about feminism, we said that this thing has gone on for too long. The discrimination between the boy child and the male child. So we kill them, and then we open them up to risk of abuse. Yes. Because now they are getting married to older people that are old enough to be their grandfather, their father, their uncles, that sees them also. These people that get married to these children also sees them as kids. Yes. So they have no rights, no say whatsoever in the marriage. And sometimes most of these old men only use them as mates to help them through their elderly lifetime. So the effect of giving out these little girls in marriage is shameful, it's disgusting, and it is devastating, and it is destroying the child's life mentally, socially, academically, spiritually, physically. Think of it, health-wise, it's just destroying that girl's life.
It's so unfortunate. You know, sadly, many young girls don't even, especially those that are forced into early marriage, they don't even know they are getting married until their wedding night. You know, because I've seen documentaries where girls did not know. Like their parents just said, "Oh, let's put some makeup on you." They bought beautiful dress, and they didn't know. Exactly. You know, it's so unfortunate. So, my sister, why do you think some parents give out their young daughters to older men?
Okay, there are many reasons. You know, some is culture, and such barbaric cultures needs to be removed from our society. There are many reasons. Sometimes, and one of the key reasons is a lack of education. A lack of education. Uninformed and uneducated parents just simply doing exactly what was done to them.
Yes, done to them.
My mother gave me out when I was 8. She didn't bother. And at least I managed to live with this man. He managed to take care of me. And I bore him children. And now it is time for my own daughter to also do the same thing. But what we fail to understand is that we cannot repeat the vicious cycle anymore. We are in a day and time. Things have changed. Society have changed. Those things, those days no longer work in these days. So one is a lack of education. And also, number 2, it is greed. And financial gain. And I would say it stems from poverty.
Yes.
All right? So, out of greed and financial gain, that man is a rich man. He will be able to take care of us. He will be able to take care of our family. Because of our daughter being married to him, on that basis, we will have some financial benefit, some financial gain. So, greedy, ungodly parents would rather kill their child's future on the grounds that they would have some affiliations to influential people or have some connection.
God help.
Now, there is a typical case that happened in Nigeria a couple of months ago.
Really?
Yeah. Recently. It spread wild on the internet. I got to read about it. About this young girl that was about 15 or 16 from a very poor family. that was betrothed to a man that was married. She was in fact married. To a man that was like 4 times her age.
My goodness.
And guess what? This man was mentally sick because he was an imbecile. But he came from a very wealthy family, and this young girl is just in a secondary school or high school as they call it, and they quickly married her because of the financial benefits that the family hoped to get from that marriage. And when you see the video of the marriage, you can see this young girl totally lost.
She's lost.
Totally lost and confused and not sure of her future, what's going to happen to her. And you can see this man that is mentally not fit to even be getting married, sitting down there and just laughing sheepishly, not even aware of what's going on. And I'm really glad. I'm really glad for the boom of the internet. So people recorded this and threw it on Facebook and internet. You know, people got mad. And this news now got to the office of the wife of the state governor of that state. And they immediately intervened and went and removed that girl from that marriage and from her parents. And now she's back to school and things are going on.
Thank God for that intervention.
So you see, most parents, just because of one thing, and during that interview, that was when we got to find out that it was because this guy's family was influential, they have money, so the parents were just giving her out to be able to get financial benefits in return. So that is also a reason why parents give out their children in marriage. Number 3 reason, poverty, like I already said, and a low standard of living. You think that by marrying her out, you know, the idea, I don't know, for most of us that are from Africa, there's this idea or impression that when, as a first daughter, as a girl child, you are responsible for so much.
Yes. You are responsible for so much. You become the second mother.
I don't know about the Western world.
Yeah, but in Africa.
So there's this assumption that when you marry, it is your responsibility to now come back and take care of your younger ones, your mother, your father, and all of that. So with that in mind, they tend to just marry them off so they can go. The man is wealthy, they'll be able to take the money from the man and come back and then now care for the family. And this is poverty. Poverty is a disease. So parents do that on that grounds. And also there is also the reasonable but unreasonable reason.
Yes.
A loss of a breadwinner or someone who takes care of the family. When there are such loss and parents have more children that they can take care of, and most parents just think that instead of me to leave this girl to just be wandering about and let me just marry her off. Perhaps that man will relieve me of my duties and take care of her by sending her to school, and but the truth is 99% of the time those little girls don't get to go to school. They don't get to enjoy all those things their parents imagined they would enjoy while there. Instead, they get abused. They get a lot of other things in return. And also, very, very vital, and this really breaks my heart. The reason why most parents agree, especially moms that have lost their husbands and all that, to give out their girl child early in marriage is because they are trying to protect the girl from the uncles, from the family members, from sexual abuse within the family. Most moms are trying to protect their daughters from being sexually abused within the boundaries of the family that should be protecting her.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
So instead of this girl to just be here, do you know that there are families that fathers sexually abuse
the barbaric
their own daughters?
Evil.
It may be a shock to you, but please Google it. You see the number, you'll be alarmed.
Wow.
You know that there are families. I was reading a story recently of cousins forcing themselves
on their own.
Simply because they are helpless. So when parents see these things, they would say, rather than this girl to suffer,
you just give her away.
Get married. Lord. So there are so many barbaric, reasonable yet unreasonable, logical but yet reasons that is not really helping that girl child. And I pray that God will help parents in a lot of ways.
But sometimes they are helpless.
Sometimes they are helpless. I know someone When the father died, the uncles were ready to give all 5 girls in marriage. Ready. When the father and the mom passed, they were ready, because again, we've said it, women education is worthless in their mind, in their own thinking. So they were ready to give out those 5 girls in marriage. What happened is that they all ran away.
Hallelujah.
They
strong women.
Away,
I admire them.
Because suitors were already coming. So they all ran away.
Good.
So they are all educated, well-to-do, make choice of who they got married to. So there's so many things.
Women can become whatever they want.
Whatever they want. So there's so many things that have gone wrong in our society, and that needs to be corrected. And we need to voice them. Perhaps nobody have ever heard that women choose to agree to marry their daughters out just to protect them, from the family that should
actually I'm hearing this for the first time. Thank you so much.
You'll be amazed. You know, I did a little bit of research. You'll be amazed at what you find. I mean, real life stories and experience.
Yeah, because sometimes some women wonder why another woman will give out her child.
Exactly.
Yeah, but now you've made
exactly. Sometimes she is helpless, and sometimes she's doing that in an attempt to protect the child. But here is the danger: you may be able to protect that child from the immediate problem, but you're also creating a long-term problem that also at some point need to be addressed. Now, some are lucky. I know some that are lucky that got into such marriage, and the men took them as their own and loved them and cared for them, and today they are much better. Even most men, thank God for those men.
Those men, but they are
sent
few.
Them to school, but they are so few in number. They are so few. Others think, I bought you. You are now my.
I bought you.
Yeah, you are now my slave.
Lord,
now you belong to me. So it is like, it is really well.
Yeah.
It is just imbalance everywhere, and it is really well.
Amen. So since let's take some comments.
Yes, please.
And then contributions. Okay. Thank you all beautiful people for joining us and for your respective comments. Brother David Anoma, he said, "Dear, tell her to flow."
Thank you, sir.
Sister Florence Emenji, she says, "Deep things. I'm enjoying this conversation." Sister Gertrude, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you all for tuning
in. Sister Gertrude says, "Deep." She said, "It's very true. Whatever you are saying is correct." And David Anoma again, she said, "I am enjoying it too much." I said, "Pa, I'm enjoying it." Pa means I'm doing it too much.
Thank you so much.
She said she should not stop now.
Thank you so much.
And Sister Gertrude College also has a contribution. She said everyone has to rise up to stop early marriage.
Exactly.
And it happens mostly due to lack of education.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Brother Kelvin says, true. Ignorance is a stronghold. So lack of education. Sister Florence said, "But mommy, please help us, the youths. What do you say to girls of 18 and below who say, I prefer to marry an older man or even man older than my father? And please, a word of advice to parents who accept that. Like some girls prefer to marry older men." And Princess Solange says, "God punish poverty."
Amen.
Sister Gertrude, she said, "I'm learning a lot. Thank you very much, all of you, for your wonderful contribution." Brother Kevin says, "Please, can we call for contribution or questions?"
Of course, please.
If yes,
send them in.
Can we have the numbers? Yeah, of course, you can call for contribution. You can, if you are outside Kuwait, it's +965 669 225 65. You can call via WhatsApp. Or if you are inside Kuwait, there's 669 225 65.
Please call. Please send your questions.
Sister Inse is here. I'm also here. Whatever contribution.
Yes, please. No one knows it all. You might know something that we didn't, speak about.
Yes.
So please just leave it in the comments, and my able journalist will be reading it, and
my wonderful wise sister, full of knowledge.
We will do our best to answer your questions.
Answer your questions, Sister Diane.
Sister Florence will answer your question before we continue.
And Sister Diane says, "Great contribution." Thank you all, wonderful people, for joining us, and keep sharing, okay?
Yes, please invite someone else to join you in watching. I think we should answer that question before we go
Sister Florence's question is very important.
Florence, thank you so much for your question. Like we said from the beginning, marriage is consent by the people involved. Now, there are people, it's a matter of preference who you choose. And if you're godly, it's a matter of who God is guiding you to. Now, concerning age, I personally does not see age as a barrier in marriage. Depending on your choice and your preference, as long as you are the one that want to have such person in your life, after you've taken into account all the pros and cons of what that marriage is going to be like, the only advice I give is don't think about today. Think about 20, 30 years from today. This person that is older than me, will he still be able to do the husband and wifely things with me in 20, 30 years? Because it's not about today. You may be in love and all that. And by the time you get married, 5 years later, love flies out of the window and reality checks in through the front door. And you are faced with reality. Then it's not about love. So you ask yourself, will this person still be able to father children with me? Will he still be around to take care of those children and see them graduate from university? Will he still be there to give them out in marriage? So it's a whole lot of things surrounding it. But in the end, if you are both 18 and you think that is your choice, believe me, that's okay.
That is your choice.
That is your choice. And because it's your choice, you will not blame anybody for it. You will not come back crying to anybody about it, because it was definitely your choice. So age is not a barrier, but there are many things you should think about before you accept. Now, that being said, there are women, and I have personally, seen a few and read about a few that says, I cannot get married to a man that is my age because I will not be able to submit to him. I need a man that is very old, so that fear of his age will make me to submit. It looks unreasonable, it looks illogical, but that is their own choice. And we have a Nigerian movie celebrity star. She's very young. I do not want to mention her name, but most of us will know her. She's married to a man that is old enough to
grandfather.
Exactly. And this is her, this is her choice. So it's a matter of choice who you want to marry. And for the parents, I think that the only role that the parents play here, I do not always advise parents to come and be a roadblock to their children's marital choice. If you see that it's not going to work, the role you play is the role of guardian, counselor, educator, and prayer warrior. And prayer warrior, because believe me, the day and time where in our day and time, your mom can categorically tell you no, don't do it. No will be no. Now, if you tell them no, the no will jump through the window and they will pass through the front door. And sometimes, in trying to barrier them now, they do crazy things. Some take their lives. Some still run away with the man. You still end up, I know a case. We were chasing her up and down. No, go to school. She said no. We were busy going to say no. Before we knew, she came home pregnant.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
For the same person. So I have to immediately do the wedding. Come, just marry, man.
No choice again.
Choiceless situations. So you see, parents have to be very, very careful. It's good to guide your child. I always say this to parents. Remember this thing. Some parents try to kill themselves. Remember that your role, you brought them into the world, and you have brought them to this level. When the chick grows up, it will leave. It will no longer be under your stomach. When the hawk, it will fly. It will take its own. So when they want to fly, all you can do is you cannot stop them. Children of this generation, believe me, in our time, you are
don't do it.
If my mom was still here, and I'm sure if I do wrong things, I will still be getting a dirty slap.
Of course. That's what I was about to say.
They can check us right, but kids of this generation and given the protective rights and laws in many countries that protect them and protect their rights, there's little or less
you can
do. So in such manner, you're only a guardian counselor. Believe me, you have done all you can the next thing you can do is to pray, encourage, advise as much as possible, and then pray that God will help them. It's one thing to advise children of this generation. So most of them will still do exactly what they wanted to do. So to answer the question, parents cannot stop. Maybe some may be lucky, they will talk to their kids can reason and change their mind and all of that. And they just need to keep praying. I say this, don't pray when the problem comes. Someone told me, from when your child was born, start praying for who they will get married to. I know a man, from when the child was born, he's been praying for who the sons will get married to. Start laying that foundation so that those problems, you can avert it. You can pray and God will keep their eye this way when that man was coming their direction. So you can avert such problems in advance. I hope that this answers your question in some way.
Answered her more than she can even imagine. So sis, we notice that especially in Africa, due to religious reasons, like girls or cultural or religious reasons, girls as young as 7 years old are married to older men. And there's nothing the society can do about it, So what do you think, like especially related to custom, what do you think can be done to change this negative custom?
Well, I think that it is time for our government to step up. I think that it is time for them to show interest and concern in the affairs around the girl child. I think that it is time for them to start educating our generations and keep educating the other generations. I think that it is time for us to speak up and speak out loud and be very vocal about these issues. And I think that it is time for me, for you, and for everyone, all hands. This is not only to the government. All hands must be on deck in this matter. When you see something is not right, you see something is not wrong, talk about it. Be vocal about it. Show it to social media. Social media is a big thing now.
And we are not even using it enough. We should exploit it.
Like this lady I'm telling you about. What happened? They threw it to social media. And people got to know about it. People started writing. People started talking. Then it got to the notice of people that needed to take appropriate actions. And appropriate actions was taken. So now we need education. And we need more education. The light that has been thrown on this subject matter is not enough.
It's not enough.
It is not enough. To our government, to people in power, to governor's wife, to councillors, to women empowerment, to the church, to individuals, to private organizations, the attention we have given to this global matter is not enough. I was reading an article that by the year 2030, 15 million young girls would have been married as underage girls. That is a tragic situation. We can't just keep quiet about it. A few people in the cities are not the one to talk about this matter. We need to take this education to rural areas.
Yes, because it happens in
rural
that's
where
areas.
It's coming out from. Thank God for developed countries like the US where there are serious laws and all that about matters like this. But what about the young girl in the slums of Nigeria, in the slums of India, in third world countries? What about those young girls? So we need to educate.
Yes.
And most importantly, if there's any message I want to pass out tonight, is that our government needs to step up, especially in African countries, and have laws that protect these young girls and with severe consequences.
Severe consequences.
It's one thing to have law and just put it somewhere. It's one thing, for those laws to be effective with people seeing those people that are being punished. You see, I'm talking about this now. I'm really getting hit.
I can feel it.
The passion, I can imagine it. You understand? One girl that should be somewhere. Being a doctor, going through the process of being a pilot, is forced into a marriage. You understand that she doesn't want. And most of these girls take their lives. So we need government to get up and say something about this. We need this barbaric culture to be put away from our society. It is our society, and the girl child have a right as an equal right, just as the boy child. She has a right to make her choice. She has a right to go to school. She has a right to be whatever we want to be. And we need to stop that nonsense called women education end in the kitchen. Look at me closely. I'm a woman. I'm not sitting in the kitchen, right? Are you in the kitchen?
No, I'm not in the kitchen. I go to the kitchen just to cook.
I go to make food for my darling husband, then I come back, I sit in the living room, and then I sit in an office. So we need to keep talking about this issue, and we need more people.
Yeah, we need
even
more people.
Private organization. We need churches,
churches
in the rural areas, because these women are all in the churches.
Yes,
we need churches to have seminars to train them on the importance of allowing their girl child to grow up and be something and make our own choice. And our own
because I watched a documentary about Ethiopia. You know, young girls getting married or being married off in Ethiopia, as young as girls as young as 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Children, practically children having babies and taking care of families, and their lives are so miserable.
I watched this young girl, and I just wept. Here's a young girl of 11
years old,
giving birth to a man that is old enough to be her grandfather, who does not take any responsibility for what he's done to her, and no government or law or rule of law
to protect
bring
her.
That man, to bring that culprit to action or behind bars where he belongs. It is a barbaric situation.
It's so barbaric, my sister.
It is a devastating situation. It is a situation that needs the urgent attention of not just our government now, of every
individual,
and
including men.
Men also need to talk about it, to enlighten the uneducated man who thinks that a young girl is just something he can have fun with, and then get her impregnated and take no responsibility for it. Our government have to have rules where they can be brought to law and justice, where they can pay child support like every other Western world. And when we start having these things, and someone thinking or imagining of doing that and seeing the consequences placed on a culprit, will shrink back and say, hey, this ought not to be so. And I do not want to talk about the amount of girls that are being raped,
and even babies, toddlers. My sister shared a video with me yesterday. I could not sleep the whole of the night. I could not sleep. Even teachers sexually abusing babies, toddlers. I'll call them babies.
Our government, our society, mothers out there, fathers out there, private organization, public organization, our churches, you have not shed enough light on this subject, and it is time that we arise collectively to take control of this matter. Because you may be sitting down there listening to me and saying, well, you're just hearing it. Imagine it happening to someone in your family. Imagine this happening to your daughter child tomorrow, to your niece or whatever. Nephew. Then you will know the pain. So don't just sit back there. It is your responsibility too. There's a mother by your side in your local organization, in your local government, that is not as educated as you are. You can start by creating the awareness. And we need to do just like we are doing today. We need our voices, especially women. I call on you.
Women.
This is affecting the girl children. We need to raise our voices on this subject matter.
Yes. Thank you so much, sis. So now let's move to the next question. Some young girls have already found themselves in this
tragic situation.
So what do you think can be done to help such girls? Because mostly such men turn out to be so irresponsible
and abusive.
Yes, as you said earlier. So girls that have already found themselves in such situation, what do you think can be done to rectify or to help them?
A lot can be done. A lot can be done. First and foremost, I want to say that government and individuals, even private organizations, need to establish safe homes for these girls to run to. Because you see, most of them don't have anywhere to go to. That's the reason why they are still there. Most of them will not be accepted back into their families. That's why they take their lives instead of going to anywhere. And I want to applaud Pastor Mrs. Funke Adejumo, who on her own have a safe house for abused women and girls.
Oh, God bless her.
And she takes care of them. They can come there. They will have time to re-evaluate the situation. And then she goes after those spouse to make sure that if this girl or lady ever goes back to such marriages, that such things never repeat themselves again. I share 2 of her stories that she has shared before. Of a girl, she was pregnant and the man was beating her up. He said he would, according to her testimony of the lady, with her pregnancy, go there, kneel down, face the wall, close your eyes, and take your hands up. For a pregnant woman, you call your wife, and she would do that, and he would beat after beating her. Get up, go
because he has realized the girl doesn't have anyone. If her family has.
And you see, and when such ladies complain to their family, they will tell them, go and submit to your husband. Just go and make it work. You're not a married woman. No marriage with problem. As if she brought it upon herself. Yeah. You people brought it on her. So now they start quoting scriptures. Believe I'm a child of God. I know when scripture is wrongly applied. They start telling her, submit unto your husband as unto the Lord. But is that a husband? I'm a child of God and I'm going to heaven. And I stand by that. A man that forced himself on a young girl and now be maltreating her on a marriage that she did not even give her consent to is not a husband.
No.
He's a tax master.
Yeah, tax master.
That's what he is. Like the case of that lady. So when this lady ran to that home, this woman took that lady in. And she made sure that she dragged that man to authorities.
God bless her.
And today that woman, I believe, would be having a better life.
Amen.
So yes, we need to make safe home sponsored by government. Governors' wives. Women in leadership. Where are your voices on this matter?
So.
We have them everywhere. I don't know about your country.
Yeah,
but
we
my
have
country,
them,
we have
they are inactive.
Leader of women affair,
by
women
title.
By title
Only.
We need you to live up to your responsibilities. We need you to protect this young child, to apply the fund. Because sometimes governments do provide certain funds for matters like this, but it never gets to the people that need it. And if you're in that category, I want to remind you that one day God will judge you.
God will.
If a young girl died because of the money you ate that was meant to take care of her, God will judge you. And don't forget that you also have children.
Yeah.
You don't want to sow the wrong thing. You may think all is rosy for you today.
Yes.
Nobody knows tomorrow. So back to what I was saying, we need to establish safe homes that these abused girls can run to.
Yes.
And take relief. Yeah, most of them can go back to the marriage, but that the man will now know that there's somewhere for her to go, and there are people that will come back to me for whatever I am doing to this young girl. There are consequences and responsibilities that will fall back. This is what is happening.
Yes.
That's why daddies pay child support. That's why they have paternity court and all of that. We need this in Africa. We need it in other countries, third world countries. We also need rehabilitation centers in it to be set up for these ladies because they are been through so much that most of them don't see anything worthy in their life
to even live for.
Live for. Believe me, Google it and hear the amount of girls that take their life annually on this matter. I believe you will be as emotional as I am right now. We need rehabilitation centers where their psychological, emotional, mental well-being and state can be impacted upon, where they can be groomed and trained, and where they can be given a new opportunity to see life from a different perspectives. And where the life of that girl is at risk, is in danger, I personally call for the dissolution of such marriages. And believe me, I'm a Christian, I'm going to heaven. Don't tell me God hates divorce.
No, God doesn't hate such kind of divorce.
The soul of that young girl is more important to God than the marriage we're talking about.
Marriage is just an institution. Just an institution.
So such marriages where the consent of that young girl or young boy, for example, my child is 1 month this one is 2 months. As parents, we agreed that they should get married, and now they are grown up. They don't want to have such marriages. Dissolve it for Christ's sake.
Dissolve it.
They are consenting adults now. They know what they want. They don't want to be there again. Dissolve it. As long as they didn't give their consent, they've not started a family, they've not started a home. Set them free.
Yeah, because in the end they will be in the marriage. The two of them. In the end, it is their marriage. So if they don't want, just let them be.
It is their marriage. Also, I want to say this as well. If is about to kill her simply because he gave 2 tubers of yam and a goat to parents who needed it at the time. Understand? Force her to remain in that marriage. Why kill her?
Kill her. You can just return those two.
Return whatever it was. Because and she necessarily does not even have to marry again, because most of them have been through a lot that they will tell you, God forbid, I don't want to. But then they'll have an opportunity and a second chance to life and destiny to make the best out of their lives and out of their destiny. And it is what God will want, that they go to heaven, having lived a fulfilled life. And there is no time that is late or anything. And also, again, to our to our society, please remove the stigma.
Yes.
We need the stigma of these people. She's been this, she's that, stories, and this stigma are just following people all around. I wrote something recently that someone have a child out of wedlock or was in a bad marriage does not mean that their life has ended. So what is this stigma? And I see that a lot of the time this stigma is on the woman. What about the man? So we need to take that stigma off. They are still valued and should be respected members of the society even after their ordeal. So when they leave such homes, such marriages, run to such safe houses and go through such painful dissolution of marriages or whatever would be the case, society should stop labeling them as that one, she her marriage, she was. No, we need to take those stigmas of these ladies and allow them to be welcomed into the society as valuable members. And that is not on our government, it is on you.
Yes.
It is on me to give them the support that they need to come back into society and begin to do something meaningful and something better with their lives. Instead of just pew 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 with our mouths, we can pray for them
without help,
without any help. Instead of just spreading all those unnecessary. I'm talking to women, so I know what I'm talking about. Women, we are our worst enemies. You, an elderly woman, instead of welcoming her back into society and supporting her and giving her the necessary support and helping her to have a sense of self-worth and belonging, you are the one that she's hearing. You are the one that said her marriage did not succeed because she's We need.
When you have no idea what she has been through.
You don't know her story. You didn't wear the shoes she wore.
Yes.
You were not given the choices that she was given, and perhaps she was not even given any choice. She was just pushed and forced and everything. And now she's trying to make sense and something out of whatever is left out of her life. Instead of you to show her the way or lead her in the right direction, you're the one that is throwing her to depression. So we need to stop that.
Lord. May God help us. So we go back to our viewers and
exactly before you go back, and I want to say one more thing, and I'm saying this to government, I'm saying this to private organizations, I'm saying this to individuals. We need to make them to be able to start life again at ease. So I call on the government to give them easy access to loans, to grants, to have something. I come out of a home, I wasn't educated, I don't have anything to fall back on. My parents are not accepting me, the family is not accepting me. I need to be able to walk my way through life. I need to be able to have some fun, to start to do something. I tell you the truth, many of them don't want to be in that marriage. But here is the thought: if I live here, where am I going to?
Especially if there's a child involved.
Where will I start? How will I feed my child? How will I take care of myself? Where will I live? All this thought will say, for the sake of my child, I die here.
For the sake of my child.
If they are aware that if I step out, government will take care of me. organization will take care of me. I will be giving something, even if it's a loan, to start up a skill or anything that would help me. You get my point? That will help me to make my life or to take care of these children. Believe me, a lot of them will not be in that situation anymore. So we need to make easy access.
Vocational courses.
Vocational courses.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of this lies on government, private organization, public organization, and well-meaning individuals who want to live life to make a difference in the life of others.
Thank you so much, sis. You know, I'm so
This is a very emotional thing to talk about.
So emotional.
It's backing up a lot of emotions in all of us.
Yes. But we need to talk about it. So we will check our comment box and see contributions from our various viewers. Sister Florence again. She says, great contribution, Sister Solange. Sister Solange contributed. Okay, then let me go back to what Sister Solange said. He said, thank you, Mama Insa. Greetings, family and viewers. Having a contribution. One of the ways we can eradicate early marriage, especially teenage girls, we can create a forum, having seminars. Having seminars in the suburbs to sensitize these girls. Most of them don't even know what repercussions of early marriage are. Okay. And Sister Pensy is also watching. Thanks for joining us. Sister Glory Atud, thanks for joining us. Beatrice, Sister Gertrude, she says, yes, arise, women in position.
They need to.
And shake our mama. She also says women must arise and take their position. And Sister Florence, okay, so Sister Florence was referring to the contribution Sister Solange, Princess Solange made. She said, great contribution, Sister Solange. Also, aside from the government, churches, individuals who are touched, to take it up as a responsibility to help these communities face these situations. Sensitization too is highly needed.
Yes,
Sister
very, very required.
Has already mentioned that. And as Sheikh Mama said, parents should stop deciding their children's future.
Exactly.
And Princess Solange
can guide them to it. You can instruct them on it. Your role after your child is an adult is the role of a guardian counselor and a prayer warrior, like I said,
as you said earlier.
So you guide them, you suggest, but enforcing what you want on them, you're only killing them.
You're killing them.
Because what works for you may not work for them. What works in your time and in your generation is not working in this time and generation. And when you feel that there is a danger, what you can, they are not hidden to you. What you can do is go on your knees.
Go on your knees. That's all you can do for them. And Princess Solange again said, Mommy, thank you. I assure that stigma kills more than what some people have experienced. You are right, Princess. And Sister Beatrice says, it takes great effort, strong determination and correct mentorship for such women to be able to stand firm and make it in life after what they've been through.
Sincerely, we are just talking about this matter. You need to go to rural Africa or somewhere in the third world country and have one-to-one experience with these women. You will know what we are talking about. Like that lady I was
so
telling you, pregnant, you beat her up as in right now, even in developed nations, you cannot tell your child kneel down, take your hand. You can't do that. But you tell that to a pregnant woman, and after that, get up.
A person that you made pregnant.
Get up, go and make my food, serve it on the table, and after that, go and wait for me in the bedroom. I mean the testimony of Pastor Mrs. Funka Adejumo on that woman. And when she made that comment and she said, I made sure that they brought him to bar, I was so happy because that's exactly what I would do. You know, so we've not experienced this thing. So we are saying it. Some people may be wondering, this was
maybe they are just saying it.
No. These are
happening.
Real. So when they come out of such situation, the best we can do for them, even parents, please stop telling her to die in a marriage that is not working for her. Her soul is more important to God than that marriage. God wants her to live a fulfilled life, for He knows the thoughts that He has towards her. It is to give her a future and a hope. But where there is no future, not a stress, She can come out and not even marry, but she can still go back to school.
Yeah, and make a life for herself.
She can become a counselor, teaching other girls. But when you keep killing her in that marriage, she'll never have the opportunity to come out and really see life. And in the end, the end of it.
Their future is
great
gone. Future gone.
And nobody asks that man, how did this woman die? It's just what we hear is that she died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Obituary.
God
End
has called
story.
her. But meanwhile, God did not call her. Somebody just sent her.
No. Thank you, my sister. And then we said, God give it and God take it away. No, my dear, God didn't take it away. Ignorance and foolishness took that soul away. So we need to arise.
Yeah. So, sister, thank you so much, Sister Inse. You know,
it's really an emotional.
This topic is. We should have about 2 hours to discuss this topic, but maybe we are going to continue it. Yeah. Princess Solange also said this is very sensitive. Yeah, Princess, we are all emotional here. I believe many watching are crying in their homes. If you are a victim, don't be quiet. Speak out and seek help.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
that's what Princess Solange is saying.
Thank you so much, Princess. Sister Grace, I'm sorry to interrupt you there. Thank you so much, Princess Solange. And this would be the message I want to really pass out. Please, please, please. You may not be able to meet me. Believe me, if you meet me, I will help you.
Yeah.
But you may not be able to meet me or see me. But please, raise your voice. Don't stay in that marriage or in that place or in that home that is killing you, and don't even consider taking your life. There is help for you somewhere. Seek help.
Yeah.
Start from the people closest to you. Don't go to the ones that will not listen to you. Go to the ones that will pay you a little bit of attention. Believe me, when that man know that people will knock on my door if I do anything wrong to this person, it will put a little bit of caution, of fear in them. But when you just sit down there and just receive everything and just cry about everything, you will just die. And that is not what God wants for you. Marriage is not life nor destiny.
You are right, sis.
There is more to life than marriage.
You are right, sis. You are right, because there's some people that never married in life, but their lives were fulfilled. Yeah. So
there's no place in the Bible that says thou shalt be married. There's no place. It is a choice.
It is a choice.
And Apostle Paul said, if you're like me, you don't want to marry. He was not married. He fulfilled destiny. He's one of the greatest, talked about servants of God. He wrote more. How many of the New Testament? So much of it. Jesus was not married.
Yeah, Jesus was not married. As we were discussing with Sister Florence yesterday.
He was not married.
Jesus was not married.
There's nothing should come to a place that my daughter must marry. If she don't want to marry, leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
Maybe she's meant to be Sister Mary.
Yes,
let her just continue in that. Their sisters are not married. Is Pope John Paul married?
No, he's not.
But he's a globally recognized figure. The people that will not marry is not compulsory.
It's not compulsory. Unless the person...
Full stop. Not even comma. Full stop.
Person wants, And Sister Gertrude made a very important point. She said, connect ladies who are helpless and in need to learn a vocation. Hagen, I think it's a foundation. Sister Gertrude Akolache from Ghana.
Great.
She's here in Kuwait. So ladies in Kuwait, if you know any lady who is helpless and need help to learn any vocation like Sister Inse is doing in our church, you can connect her to Hagen Foundation. He said we teach them to sew and to make wedding fascinators and so many things.
Great. Yes, please Google it. Ask people. If you don't know how to use Google, ask anyone that knows. You can also go to Felix Funke Adejumo Foundation. That's the Mama Fair. She's one of the women I look up to and I respect a lot. I listen to a lot. Met her personally on one occasion and all that. You can also go, if you're in Nigeria, look around you, ask around. There must be something. There are a lot of foundations coming up now for the girl child protection and all that. There are a lot of lawyers that we won't take your case free of charge. So we are raising this awareness to you to let you know that there is help. Don't die in silence.
Don't die. So, sister, your final advice as civilized states, what can we do to fight this? You've already even said a lot, but just give whatever you have, your final advice, or if you have any more comment, contribution, A
lot has been said today.
A lot has been said,
and a lot that really makes us very emotional.
Emotional.
You understand? because we see the state of things and we sit down here as women, knowing that there are young girls going through this issue. There's a young girl right now as we speak that is being forced into a marriage.
Because every 7 minutes,
they say about 5 girls have been married off. There's a young girl right now that is being raped. There's a young girl right now that is going through the rigors of childbearing and pregnancy by older men that no one have brought to book or brought to bar. So this is a very, very emotional and sensitive matter to discuss. Here are my final words to everyone out there. Educate yourself, mothers. Educate your daughters. Mothers, be more involved in the lives of your daughters. Give them a sense of self-worth and belonging. Let them know that they are valuable members of your family and the society. Remove that inequality between your son and your daughter. I don't want to go to society because the family is the bedrock of every society. It starts with you. It starts with me. How do I treat my girl child and my boy child? Do I treat them the same? Do I give my boy child a preference? Because forget, we said last time. Whatever I do, I'm teaching him how he would teach his wife. How he would deal with his wife and how he would teach his own sons and daughters. And yet we don't break it. We are only repeating the vicious circle that is going on. So remove that, equalize it. If you give your son as much as one chicken, give it to your daughter the same. Let there be that, because when she feels that she belongs there, there are little or less that she would do looking for that acceptance. Now I want to say this that just struck my mind now. You know the reason why most of these young girls are going after these elderly men is because they are looking for a father figure in their lives. The fathers are not there. I'm really getting emotional. This is not my voice, but when I get emotional, I raise my voice. I raise my voice to society, to anyone listening to me out there. To the fathers, be there in the life of your daughters. Your role as a father is not just to bring a child to this world. It's not just to have sex with a woman and get her pregnant. There's so much responsibility. They grew up without the father figure. So when they see these old men, they're looking for love. They're looking for love and acceptance and a sense of belonging, and most importantly, a father figure. Be fathers to your daughter as much as you are fathers to your sons. Be mothers to your sons as much as you are mothers to your daughters. Let's equalize and bridge the gap and bring a balance to both the men and the women. Protect your girl child. Mothers, protect your girl child. Don't leave her in the custody of one uncle, one auntie, one relative, one friend. I was listening because I like to listen to these things a lot. I was listening to one of the stories in one of these courts in America. It was not paternity court, it was another court. Another court. The boyfriend that the mother left her daughter with was the one that was sexually abusing the girl.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Mothers, take care of your daughters.
Wake up.
Wake up, women. It is time for us to wake up. Don't just leave her with the uncle. This story I heard, I've forgotten where I heard it from.
I have goosebumps all over my body.
The uncle, this woman will go to work and take her innocent young girl to the uncle. And this barbaric, satanic man will remove his private parts when the baby is crying and give her to suck like that. Baby, real life story. She only noticed that no matter how much the child is crying, whenever she takes him there, the child will be quiet.
Really?
Because he has quiet her with that thing in her mouth.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
And one day she walked in on him. I am
God has a way of expressing
very emotional right now. And this thing is going on in our society. Believe it or not, it could be you, could be your daughter. Mothers, watch out for your girl children.
Watch out.
Protect them. Governments, set up laws that protect this girl. Let us begin to see in the news that he did that. He was jailed. He was imprisoned. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. When more men begin to see that, more men will shrink back
Yes, they
in
will.
their wickedness, because wickedness is real in this world. All the stories I tell you, if you go Google them,
They are true,
you will
true
find
stories.
each and every one of them there. Actual true stories.
It's evangelist Elizabeth Evans. She says, God have mercy. God really have mercy on us.
Everyone needs to be involved, and may God have mercy upon
God have
us.
mercy.
Because the wickedness in this world is enormous.
Yes.
Haven't you seen? You're just telling me about the baby.
Yes, the baby. Only last night I could not sleep, my sister. I could not sleep the whole of last night. I could not. A teacher doing this to a child, innocent child. I'll call her a baby.
We need to keep increasing the awareness. When next you travel home to your village, gather all the women, gather your elderly aunties. That's where it starts. That's why I said it starts. Our government may not do anything for us, but
Unless
we need to
start.
arise. Women, we need to arise. Women have slept for too long.
Slept for too long.
And we don't
And we've
even
been quiet for
harness
too long.
the power that we use to help each other. Sometimes we need to be talking all manner of rubbish and nonsense.
Yes.
It is time for us to stop and start being our sister's keeper.
We should.
When you get home, gather all your old aunties and tell them, Auntie, this your daughter, blah 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 and blah. They will understand you. They may even listen to you better than they will listen to the government.
Yeah.
Send your daughters to school.
Yeah.
Stop the discrimination I already said.
Yes.
Demand for laws. Go to your villages. We need to. Someone may say she's this. I'm not instigating anything.
No, you're not instigating anything.
Stand up for what is right.
We are long overdue.
In your community, we are long overdue for this. In your community,
Long overdue.
go to the chief of your village. Sir, we need a law that protects our daughter in this community. We need a law that if someone raped my daughter, what are the court? Don't tell me to go to the court in
We
the
must
city.
make our voices known
This
right
village,
in our
what shall we
communities.
do?
Yeah, sis.
We need to do that.
Yeah, we
Use
need
everything that you can. Use social media.
Yeah.
That
Now it's a
young
free
girl
tool.
was saved
Just
because
imagine.
of social
Because
media.
of social media. Thank God.
And they
for-
went to rescue her from the home of that imbecile.
Great.
And now she's back to school.
Back
according
to school. And she'll have a brighter future.
Whatever is at your disposal, use it to shed an awareness on this matter. Do not wait until it has happened to someone you know.
Yes.
And firsthand you experience the pain that these girls or young boys as well
Young
go
boys, because
through.
some boys are raped as well.
Education, more education, more
Education is
talking.
key.
We'll keep talking about this. I will keep talking about it. I'm sure Sister Grace, you will keep
we've
bringing people here to talk about this matter.
We just started, my sister. You will come back for part
We will
2.
sensitize this matter. We'll talk about it. We will scream if we have to until somebody hears our voice.
Yes.
It
Our
took-
voices must be heard. Our voices must
If
be
it takes us years as
Even
much as Nelson
1,000
Mandela, we will keep shouting
Yes.
freedom,
freedom
until we get
Our
it.
children will continue.
Our children will continue. And the more we talk about it and educate it, we are creating a safer future for our girls and the unborn generation of girls and boys. And they will have the opportunity to see life, experience it, and make their own choices and make their own decisions.
Amazing. With that said, my sister, you know, it has been such an emotional segment today. It has been an emotional segment. And my sister has said it all. So ladies, as my sister has said, make your voices known. Enough of the silence. You have more power than you can even imagine. So speak. When you speak, something happens. So
Exactly. You are a wife, you're in that marriage, and you see your husband abusing your daughter, but you keep quiet.
Keep quiet.
You zip it up because you don't want people to talk.
Yeah.
You are a wife and you see you are being abused. You keep quiet because you want to have the picture of a
perfect marriage.
Perfect marriage.
Yeah. There's nothing like that. It's what you make out of it.
I pray that God, this matter we are talking about, I pray that God gives you an understanding. Most of the things that have gone wrong started from the family, and women decided to keep quiet about it, even when the lives and the destiny of their children were at stake.
Yes. Yeah. And sister, we'll take our last comment and then round up for today. Sister Beatrice, he said, Sister Gertrude said, I saw it, like he saw that video.
Exactly.
And that he killed the 3-year-old girl. The girl is dead now. The girl is
I'm
dead.
glad that someone else confirmed this news, because most people be listening to us and like
they think they're just telling stories.
So that it is
She's
real.
dead, unfortunately. She's dead. A 3-year-old wasted. Her life is wasted. No.
Did we even think about the diseases that
the
babies
diseases
can contact?
Yes. Because such a promiscuous person could have anything, could carry any STD or deadly HIV/AIDS.
Did he even take his bath that morning?
No, he didn't. Just kill somebody's 3-year-old child. Who knows what this girl could have been in future? No.
Could be the wife of a president, could have been the president, could have been anything.
Anything.
But her life is cut short, and then he will say, God give it and God take it,
no,
and take
God
it
did not
away.
Take any life away.
God did
you
not.
have taken that girl's life and
you
you
took
answer
it
for
and
it.
you answer for it.
You will. You will. So Sister Beatrice says women need to be enlightened on our rights and responsibilities as homemakers and society builders. Silence is not always the best.
It's not. It's
Silence
not. It's not an option anymore. It's not an option anymore.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, wonderful people, for joining us. I know that all of you are emotional as much as we are.
Yeah, we are.
I
hope we can still smile through this day.
What can we do, my sister?
But we need to talk about this. We need to I'm raising my voice, and I hope you can join me. I'm raising my voice for every young girl that have been abused. I'm going to dedicate this week just talking about this matter, just sharing it.
Yes,
I hope that
she'll continue. You even continue it on Journey to Marriage.
Just
you will
talk to the next person. Just talk to and women, please, please. If there's any word I'm leaving with women, mothers, is that we need to be each other's keeper. Even when the mother, I know there's so much I want to talk, but there's no time.
It used to happen. We used to do that back home, but now people are in their private homes. Yeah. You
just shut your gate. You hear that mother is not around, and you can hear her baby crying in the hand of either the house girl or the house boy or the uncle or whoever is taking. But you never left your place to go and check
what's happening.
To see what's happening to that young child, simply because it's not your child.
My child.
There's anything I'm leaving with women today is that we need to rise up and be each other's keeper. And people that know me. Yeah. If I come after you, I will come after you with everything. You don't have to like me.
I know.
You don't have to like me, but if it is something that is right and needs to be done, I'm coming after you.
I know. That's why I love you, my sister. I know. I always tell people that you say it as it is.
It's time for us to do better. You see somebody is going wrong, somebody is doing. It's happy to go and tell the person to the face. You go behind, creating more problem for the person and not helping the person in any way. Women, it is a disease, but we are godly women. We are big women, and we should live.
We are better than that.
We are better than that. That is too low for us. Too low for any woman. I'm sorry if what I'm saying is too hard for most of us, but we are more than that now. We need to grow up.
On the head. Nail it. Thank you so much. So thank you, Evangelist Elizabeth Evans. God bless you. She says, God bless you, women of God, more grace. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks to everyone who took time to watch this program today. I know and believe that you've been blessed and you're going to make use of this information. Yeah. You are going to make your voices known. You are going to make your voices heard, and you are going to make a change in society.
Yeah.
So please make a date with us again next week for another interesting episode. We are going to discuss single parent.
Single parenting.
With Sister Diane, our only sister.
I'm tuning
Diane.
in.
Yeah. So make a date with us next week, same time. The program starts at 12 o'clock. Till then, I'm your lady, Grace. Sister Insa, if you have any special greetings to your family, friends, please go ahead.
I just want to say thank you all so much for tuning in and for listening. And I just want to plead, please, let's be our sister's keeper. Take this message everywhere you go. Let's protect one another. Let's protect our children, because we are mothers and we have children to protect. I speak for both girls and for young boys who have great future ahead of them. Yes. Let's do all we can to make sure that they actualize those great future and be all that God wants them to be. So thank you again for taking out your time. And before I leave, you see this interesting discussion is coming to you from Full-Time Boss.
Keep liking and sharing.
And share this page, please go ahead and do so. God bless you all.
And share the video so that another person can also watch and then take
God bless
something
you
from
all
it.
so
God
much.
bless you. We have Instagram. We are on Instagram.
Great.
And we are on YouTube and Facebook. So please like and share our videos. God bless you even as you do so.
Amen.
So with that, we've come to the end of today's show. Though an emotional one, but I've learned a lot.
You can lighten
my
up
sister.
a bit. Yeah.
God bless you so much, Sister Inse, for
it
taking
was-
your time, your precious
you.
time
Thank you for
to
having
address
me.
such an
Thank you for having
interesting
me.
and important
Thank you for
issue
having
in
me.
life.
I've been very emotional since I researched on this topic and
Yeah.
read so much, and I thought about myself, I thought about my daughter, I thought about my grandchildren, and I knew that really we've not done enough.
You've not done enough. You're not even started.
On this subject matter.
Thank you so much. So we will take our theme song, our final song.
Yes. Sweet mother.
Sweet mother.
We must be sweet mother.
Yes, so Mama Ness, Mama Emilia, Mama Nanama, all of you. We love you. Sweet mother Inse.
What can we do? We have to protect our children as mothers.
Yes, sir.
We are sweet mothers. It's our job.
Yes, sir.
It's our responsibility.
For the suffer way you suffer for me. Yeah. We spent extra 20 minutes today.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
1 hour, 20 minutes.
Time went by so quickly.
Yes, sir. When you cry,
Stop, make it no cry.
to you all wonderful mothers out there, this is for you. Sister Gertrude, thanks for sticking by,
Yeah, I can see my Janet.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mama.
Yeah, Mama Janet, Mama Janet, see you next
Thank
week.
you, all my mamas, mommies, aunties, sisters,
Sister
friends.
Annalyn.
Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much.
Mother, sweet mother, oh, I love you. Okay. Gladys, you are late, oh. Gladys said I'm late.
Don't worry, watch it again.
Watch it again,
Shilovega, God help me.
I always enjoy having Sister Inse because I know I'm going to dance. One thing for sure.
I'm learning from the best.
Yes,
Uncle Wesley.
My mother no go sleep.
If I don't chop, my mother no go chop.
Mama Neto, thank you.
Sweet mother,
You've taken very good care of me.
Suffer when you suffer for me.
And still taking good care of me.
Sweet mother.
Microphone sisters.
Enjoy in French.
French Cameroon, French Togo, French Benin, Central African Republic.
My mother go carry me.
Aha, Princess Solange, I can see your dancing skills, See you.
Well done, so we can see you.
See you. Hey, this is serious, Princess Solange, that is for you.
I know. love you. Ah, sweet mother, I love you.
Je t'aime beaucoup.
Didayo. So help me, my pequeno.
So make a date with us, as I said earlier. Next
week, Saturday.
Yes, so 12 o'clock.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Azonto ladies. Beatrice. Sister Beatrice. Azonto. I'm enjoying the Azonto.
Sweet mother. I need to go for training for that one,
Okay, bye-bye. Keep liking and sharing our page, okay?
Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you all for tuning in.
We love you all.
Thank you all so much.
Bye-bye.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Oh, my darling sister.
Oh, yes.